Good morning. So glad that you are with us on this third day of Sundance 2011. And you know what? Lots of great films. In fact, I don't know. This is my second Sundance, and I'm having a lot of fun with the Slam Dance films as well as the Sundance films. And one of those Slam Dance films is Fred and Vinnie. And it is a modern day, more neurotic,
It's like an
odd couple.
Meets, The Guardian.
Okay. Steve and Fred are with us this morning. Steve is the director and a screenwriter, and you're also acting in it as well.
I'm not acting it. No, I
You
directed and
wrote for
produced it.
three.
Okay.
He's just the guy that drove us
He drove you to the point that you both were out of control?
to the radio show, the TV thing.
And
No, I'm just kidding.
Fred is also one of the actors. And did you help write it? Were you part of the writing team?
We sort of, he nurtured it. Basically, we were supposed to write it, but he makes a good living, so he's busy. But no, he actually encouraged me to write the story. He said I told him about this weird friendship I had where this guy's agoraphobic, meaning he doesn't like to go out and he lives vicariously through me. And he makes me feel I have an adventurous life. Is that the word? Because I go to the post office. It's kind of sad.
You go to
pathetic.
the grocery store.
Yes, and to him these are amazing adventures.
Right.
So, and then he came to stay with me, and Steve says, "Oh, you got to write that as a short story." And I go, "Why?" And I did it. And then years later, he goes, "Let's do this as a movie." And I go, "Really?" Yeah, and so it was all Steve's thinking.
So this is kind of autobiographical then in a lot of ways.
Yes, and I'm learning how pathetic I am because people keep referring to this as a movie about two pathetic guys, and I'm playing myself.
Stop it.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Well, okay, but you can be pathetic as long as you're talented, so it's all good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that works in there, right?
That's
Steve's
going to be a
agreeing
shirt.
with me.
Yeah.
You want that to be a shirt?
Yes, I'm pathetic but talented.
But you know, we've seen a story like this in, like I said, The Odd Couple. When I first started reading about it and then I watched the trailer, it was funny because I thought, okay, this is The Odd Couple on drugs. Do you know, like really drugged up and kind of hippified a little bit. And,
Well, you know,
and not as polished.
Yes and no, because we're not complete opposites. Like, well, yeah, I'm a hair more functional than he is.
Right.
I see it more as a love story in the fact it's not, romance, but I couldn't wait for him to come out. He was the adoring parent I never had. I couldn't wait to show him my crazy life. And then it comes out. Then it's not, I'm let down by the expectations.
It's a good point because it's not about people who are opposite and can't live together. It's about people who are exactly the same and can't live together, and for that reason.
But there were just enough differences and nuances between the two of them to separate their characters, I thought.
Sure.
And that's where I kind of got, the one thing that I thought was interesting, best friends. We always think that we can live with our best friend.
Don't
that's
we? Interesting.
We always think we can live with our best friend. That's going to be our best roommate, our best experience. And I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times, that's going to turn out to be...
Well, that's exactly what this is, because they're best friends, and they should be
on the
bonded.
phone. And the phrase we're using is the best friendship's a long distance.
Okay.
And I couldn't wait for him to come out and see my life. And then it was like a love story. We were estranged. It was... Yeah, so...
Well, like with your best friend, it's always nice to go and stay with them for a few days, but they sure as heck don't want you moving in.
Right.
I did not want that either, yes. And it was, I didn't think it was going to be what it was. I didn't think he was going to be moving in.
Okay.
He made it like he had other options, and he didn't.
And he didn't have anything else to really go to. You were it
the
for
sucker.
him. Yeah. I want us to take a look at the clip because I think that has a lot to do with kind of getting people a little more involved with the storyline. So we want to see what's going on. This is Fred and Vinnie.
Fred? Hi, I'm Barbara. I was the nanny for the kids on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, yes, I remember.
You were really funny the week you were on.
Oh, thank you.
So, you keeping busy?
Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, but maybe that there might be this, show visits. So you like being a nanny?
I do. I suppose I'd be further along if I were more corporate, but I'm more of the nurturing type, I guess.
Could I ask, do you have a boyfriend?
Funny you should ask. I just bit the bullet and asked Eric, the guy I work for, if he knows of any single guys.
Well, I'm single. Would you like to go out sometime?
I'd like to see what Eric comes up with.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds better.
Vinny, that's,
Yeah, that's part of what setting up Fred's life, and what separates this movie from a lot of other movies is Fred and Vinny are kind of at the center of it. And both Fred and Angelo, who plays Vinny, have been guys who've been in things before, but they're always playing the delivery guy or the third friend. And we made them the center of this movie, and all the beautiful people, like you saw in that clip,
Yes.
they're sort of on the periphery, sort of the unattainable, which is
Okay.
actually most of our lives.
So, and I was going to say, realistically, you made all of us average people the spotlight this time.
Yeah.
And everyone else, the
Right.
Hollywood
That's a
types,
good-
are on the outside having to look in this
Yes.
time. You know, and I think that's I think there's a lot of reality in what this movie has to offer. You know, I think we love our friendships. We love our best friends. We're fortunate to have them, and those relationships are important and need nurturing. But I think, as you said, from a distance.
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of internal struggle because I'm going, why can't I, am I always going to be alone? Why can't I get along with people? I want to be able to coexist. Am I messed up, or is he just too much, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
a lot of internal struggle because people. Why don't you just kick him out? It wasn't so black and white because it's not like he's some kind of guy like one of those Tom Arnold movies where he's eating pizza and throwing things down. He was trying his best, and it was still
Yeah,
maddening.
he doesn't want to be a bother, but in not
But he
wanting
is
to
a
be a
bother.
bother, he's a bother.
Well, and without giving away too much of the film, why the thought that possibly he is he a con man? What's going to lead us to think, is he conning people, or is he really as needy as he appears?
Well, people debate back and forth. Like,
Okay.
people interpret it different ways. Some people go, why'd you let him do that? Other people go, I've had that happen to me. Is it a conscious con, or is it, you know what I'm
Is
saying?
it
Or is
passive
it just who he is?
aggressive? Is
Okay.
it,
Or
it's,
maybe it's not. That's just who he is. So it's, yeah.
complex, and I think that's what we kind of brought across in the film.
Well, and you have some. I mean, you have some great credits to your to you. You've done some wonderful things. Everybody loves Raymond. That's one. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
one of the shows that's in rerun that we all love. And I noticed that a lot of the characters, there's kind of a similarity
Well,
to
there's-
the neediness of I say Raymond's big brother.
Yeah.
In the movie, who is very needy. Does he kind of reflects some of the same characteristics that we're going to see in Fred and Vinny, I think.
Yeah, I think so, and I think what I learned by being on Raymond was the simplicity of you take a good acting and good writing, and you let that carry the day. And this is there's not a lot of pyrotechnics, not a lot of chase scenes, not a lot of sex
Well, also-
scenes. It's just people interacting in a very real way that people can relate to.
Right, it's not
Yeah.
high concept, like, it's not wacky, and Raymond was like that. Like, it was just sort of little things of life.
Right.
It's not like he's now working on Hot in Cleveland, which is more broad.
Yeah.
It's more
Okay.
like, like a corpse falls through a roof and stuff. Which
Yeah.
is his best episode. No.
Well, and did you kind of feel as an actor too? Were you more you, or did you really have to kind of get into this particular character? I mean, because you kind of seem very similar to your character
Well,
on
yes
screen.
and no. I mean, people was saying, "Oh, you're more of a straight man." It's different than what I usually do, just in the sense I'm more a schmucky guy. I have the packages, or hey, I'm nervous, or whatever. But I was sort of a straight man, still being weird, because I always, like when I did stand-up comedy, my thought was, I know I'm a weird, nebbishy guy, but listen what these weird people on dates are saying, or the dumb advice I'm getting. So I think, not that I think I'm normal, I know I'm nuts, but it's just like, look at these people. So
In comparison,
Yes,
right? It's
so-
like, yeah, don't compare me to them, because
some of my friends, they would go in, you're being the straight man, you're not doing what you usually do, but it's my story. This is real people from my life.
and that's what I think is so wonderful. It looks like a great film. Cannot wait to see it.
Oh.
Great.
When can we expect the premiere?
You can see it this afternoon, 12:15
Okay.
at Treasure Mountain Inn in the main room.
Wonderful.
And then Monday at 5, same
Okay.
place, and those are screenings. Oh, and we're going to be doing a panel at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow at
Okay.
the Treasure Mountain Inn, where we're going to have our whole team up there, and from 9 to 10, we're going to tell you how we made the movie and all the different aspects. We'll have our composer there, our
Wonderful.
producer, our DP, Fred, Angelo, me.
Okay,
So
well,
if
it
they can-
looks like a lot of fun, and I think what we'll all be able to take away from it is, you know what, we've all been in this situation at one time or another, and I think you'll
Everybody
be able
knows
to
a Vinnie.
relate to
Yeah.
Fred and Vinny. Someone has a Fred and someone has a Vinny out there.
Unfortunately.
So thank you guys so much for
thank
being
you
here
so
this
much.
morning, and congratulations again on
Thank you.
Slamdance.
Thank
What
you
a
so
great
much.
honor. Thank you. When we come back on the Mountain Morning Show, well, you know what, it's time for weather, and also we have more movies coming your way, so stay right where you are. We'll be right back.